I need to like see that it was recording and I forgot to look. Oh, it's the timer. Hello, friends, new and seasoned. I'm Kathy. You're at Spicey Cat Jams and it's COVID-19. Um, I'm I don't know why I need like to film in a vehicle. This isn't a minivan Monday. It's not Monday. I'm not in my minivan. I was like, oh, it could be a minivan moment, but Eddie has my van. I have his car. So I'm in the Buick. Yes, this is Birdie is her name. Birdie the Buick. Anyway, I got no clever names for recording in Birdie, but it was just easier because lighting's okay. Weather, look at this, windows open. I'm not going to move this around, but we have had some cold weather, some warm weather. I still see little pockets of snow, like the really big snow piles that had been put all around town. Those aren't completely melted down, but for the most part, my yard is melted, including our snow pile's gone today. It got to, I don't know if it got to 50, it got close. But I can see the lake still has ice on it, so it's not like ice out yet, but I wouldn't be driving on there. So many things to talk about. So I actually had filmed yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't even know what day it is anymore. Yes, when I got off work, I filmed. And it was seriously pushing an hour. It was like I had to cut myself off because I didn't know what would happen after I filmed for an hour. I know when I go for 30 minutes, the phone stops, so it like creates two files. So unless I'm going to be by the computer, I try to keep it under a half hour so I can just upload directly. But if it goes into two pieces, then I log on my computer and like edit the video. So I'm going to try and be shorter today. I have a note of everything I want to talk about. And I could have uploaded the ones I did yesterday, but in 12 hours, my life changed. So I figured it was easier instead of like doing a little intro saying this is no longer, yeah. And I was even more scattered than usual yesterday just because I was tired. And I don't know. How is everybody? You know, we are socially distant. We are 6 feet apart because we're through screens right now. But how's your world? What's going on? Every place, you know, this is serious. People are dying. I'm not saying anything that it's good or bad. We as a world, a nation, whatever, we face these types of flu epidemics every year. I am not a medical person, so I don't know if it's the contagion factor is greater with this or why it is that, I mean, obviously there's large countries, oh my gosh, are seriously affected. Yeah, I'm not going to get into statistics and all of that. So I'm still trying to, and I don't need you to tell me whatever. I do know that I think social media is increasing the freak out that doesn't need to be. And people mean well. It's like, that's just it. You know, we hear something and we feel, oh, we have to share that, but we don't always check the facts first. And then other people read and feed into it. And that's where I struggle. It's like, yes, this is serious. We need to stay distant, stay apart so we can quit transmitting and spreading this. Give it a chance to just die off. Those people that are sick, give them time to hopefully recover. But we don't need to like go insane. So I personally, for my own mental well-being, have stepped back from social media. As far as social media, I have Facebook and Instagram, and I'm never big on either one, especially Facebook. It's a lot of it drives me nuts out there. Just a lot of it. So I always would joke and say, well, I post enough out there just so people know I'm alive. But I can't deal with what a lot of goes on out there. I don't believe in bullying, getting into comment fights with each other and spreading misinformation. I can't handle it. And so I just personally, my own choice, step back from there. YouTube, I'm not a consistent poster. All of you seasoned friends know that. If you're a new friend, you're probably not even here anymore, because this is, again, a total chatty video. So you don't need to be watching me, because that's what I do best, is just chat. So as many of you have said, you like clean your kitchen, do cooking, do whatever. You're doing something while you're listening to me. So seriously, who is calling me? Somebody I don't know. So I'm not going to answer it. Yeah, I don't know. Do you hear it? I'm in Eddie's. I should just hit decline. Sorry. There. Sorry. I'm like, nobody ever calls me. It wasn't work as far as I can tell, so I wasn't going to answer it. And that's the other thing with me. I do not answer my phone. If you are not saved in there as a contact, I'm not going to answer. That's what voicemail's for. So anyway, yeah, it is right at work starting time. So if they're calling me now to work, that's too bad. Yeah, part of my problem, I can't keep my mind straight. Is everybody else having this problem? Yeah. So I don't even know what I was at. Someone's probably telling me, and I can't remember. I started talking about COVID. Oh, work. Well, we'll jump into that. That's on my list. So work for me and Eddie, we are fine. We both work in what are considered essential industries. So our jobs have not closed. They are severely affected and business is extremely slow, but we are both still able to get our full paychecks and show up to work. So that's fabulous. Work is the new, I don't know what the new normal is, but it's all about hand sanitizer and 6 feet apart, which is very difficult to do in my world of my job. But everyone's doing the most they can. Yes, I touch my face a lot. Don't say anything about it. I already know I do. And I even like touch my eyes. Well, in case, the world forgot, I told you the weather's warmer and things are melting. It's prime allergy season and I am an allergy girl. So my eyes are watering. I have a little bit of a tickle dry cough, but it's allergies. I don't have any other symptoms. So, but it's like, you can't cough or blow your nose without like people jumping away from you. I have hand sanitizer with me all the time. It hangs up in Eddie's and my vehicles. I've always been on washing my hands. Anyway, so other than that, that's the work. So it's kind of nice because everybody else at work is now finally stepping up. All winter long, they spread around the same cold, which had they been sanitizing. Anyway, so work, we're doing fine for now. Health-wise, we are both fine for now. No one in our immediate families is ill. Any of those that are a higher risk, we are checking in on, making sure they're okay, other than they're extremely bored. But for now, everything's fine. I am over the crud. A little lingering things will set off my my cough, but definitely much better than the last time I videoed. So that's work. So we're doing good. Sad is life is changing. My hairstylist called me because now in Minnesota this week all hair salons have to be closed down. And I was supposed to see her Monday night just for the normal face de-hairing. So I'm like, well, I guess I just have to shave. Thankfully, she did a pretty good cut and color, but my bangs are already in need of a trim. I know, real world, first word problems or whatever they call it. So that's sad. And then today, I don't know why in my mind, I thought I would still have my massage because I'm stressed out and I need my massage. And I had my appointment and I didn't hear from my massage therapist. And I thought she, we were still on because she works out of her home. I'm like, oh, that must be a loophole. She can sanitize. And she sent me this text about, she's missing all of her clients, hoping that I'm safe and healthy. And I'm like, I was wondering if I'd see you today. And she's like, no, all spa services are closed. And then I was joking. I'm like, yeah, I suppose it's a little hard to stay 6 feet away and give a massage. I was like, going to let you spray me down with Lysol or whatever, needed to be done because now more than ever, I need a de-stressor. So hair, massage are canceled. So in the previous video, what I was talking about is Kim and I have been planning a vacation for a while. I have booked a place we were staying down in Florida, and even as things started closing, Disneyland closed, beaches were being closed, it didn't matter to us because I have family I wanted to see and help them with some projects, and we both just needed to get away. It's been a long winter. We've had a lot of things happening in our lives, and we just needed some time away with each other. So we were going to road trip and basically get to Florida. Oh, train's coming through town. Get to Florida and quarantine ourselves in this house I rented, pick up food and essentials and just like sit in the sun and relax. Honestly, that was our whole plan. Well, so I was talking all about how we were doing that because as of yesterday, we were still doing it. Yesterday morning, I met with her and we had our plan. And, we obviously were practicing. We will continue to practice the same health practices. And, but life changed. So effective tomorrow, Friday, Minnesota has a stay-at-home order, which again, you can still travel. It's not whatever. And we talked about it. And even though we know we are careful, her employees started freaking out. What are you going to bring back? And what is annoying to me is her employees have also recently been back from their own vacations to out of the country, did not self-quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. So it's like, we're actually responsible and aware, but you're going to make her feel bad. So we've just decided to postpone it. Granted, I do not want to go to Florida in June or July because I don't like heat and humidity, but that might be when we have to go. Because we're not canceling, we're just postponing. I do need to tonight finalize and make sure the Airbnb, they have already offered that they will, typically I was going to be out my service fees through Airbnb, which is like under $100, but I had until like 2 days before to cancel. Now I've just read they've updated their policies and will reimburse, well, they won't reimburse, they'll issue a coupon for those fees. So hopefully the host is all okay and understanding. What is the most stressful thing in my life, though, that I also talked about, is I think I have a pregnant cat. Yes, we, the house of 7 cats, have a pregnant cat. So how does this happen? Well, obviously we know. I think in the last video, did I tell you guys that the boys had their surgeries? So Diesel and Frankie, we brought them in first to get their surgeries. Well, evidently it was a week too late. Again, I'm assuming that she's pregnant because, first of all, Eddie and I couldn't tell the difference if it was boys or girls without looking at YouTube videos, and then we still weren't sure until it became very obvious. So as far as whether a cat is pregnant or not, yeah, I'm again relying on the internet. What I was thinking is, I'm like, so my little Emma, who's Frankie's litter mate, she's a very special, she's got the little wink eye. I was joking with Eddie, I'm like, oh, she's getting a little fluffy, she's getting a little, pudgy. And we kind of joked, oh, watch, she's pregnant. And I'm like, no. So as time is going on, I'm like, well, she's still looking a little pudgy. And I've been a pet owner my entire life, dogs and cats. We've even had some rabbits when I was a kid. We always spay and neuter at by the 6 months. So we've never had a litter of anything. So I have no idea how to tell if an animal is pregnant for sure. So fast forward, Google. And I'm reading the signs to Eddie when he was home last. And I'm like, okay, well, if she is getting, if the animal is getting larger around their abdomen and maybe hanging a little lower, but the rest of their body is not fluffing up, that would be a sign. If your cat is, if your cat is just overweight, they're overweight everywhere, their face, their arms, their paws, whatever. So yeah, she's a little pudgier around the midsection. And then it was the other sure sign is if the cat's nipples are red and hard because they're milking up. So poor Emma. Eddie goes over and grabs her. I mean, not like, come here. He like, you know, she was walking by and he picked her up and he like felt her up on her nipples. And he's like, and he brings her over and he's carrying her like this. And he's like, feel. And poor Emma's like, get away from me. And I feel, and I'm like, okay, it's not that cold in our house. These are some pretty hard nipples. She's pregnant. And the really stressful part was, if indeed that she is pregnant, based on what the internet tells me is the gestation period, she would be having kittens about the time I would have coming back from vacation. So, and Eddie did also confirm that he caught Diesel, the black kitten, who is huge. We don't know what he is. I think I said this before. I'm like, he's got to be part Puma, because he is like the same age as Frankie and twice as big. He did catch Diesel, you know, being inappropriate with his stepsister there before, like the week before they had their surgeries. So that would be my luck that I would have a pregnant cat. And I'm very stressed about this because I don't know what to do. I've been reading online and I'm like, okay, I have to like create a nesting area for her. Well, she's going to nest wherever she wants, probably on my pillow, have these babies. I don't know what to do. Do I need to be there? Does she even know she's pregnant is what I'm thinking. I'm like, does she know? Does she know something's different? How is she going to know? She's not even full grown. She's like barely 6 months old. So how is she going to have babies? But again, internet tells me they can be impregnated by 4 months old, which would be what happened. So I'm going to be a grandma. I'm a little stressed. I'm very stressed about this. My one girlfriend is laughing her tush off because she was the one that coordinated the adoption of Frankie and Emma. And she has been joking ever since I got Emma that she wants her to have a litter because she does have the most beautiful fur. A little Miss Sweet Emma. And she just wants, you know, her to have some kittens. And I'm like, no, not going to happen. So she now thinks this is hilarious. And I told her, well, originally she's also my cat sitter. So when I was supposed to be on vacation, she was in charge of cat sitting. And I said, and you are now the doula, midwife, whatever it's called for the cat. So she got off that duty. And then she's a farm girl too. So she's been telling me because she just thinks it's hilarious that I'm all stressed about this. And I'm like, what if she doesn't know what to do? And now what if I'm going to have to bottle feed babies? I don't know what to do. And she's like, well, nature pretty much takes its course. And she goes, and a lot of time, first time moms don't know what to do and they eat the kittens. Seriously. So now not only am I stressed about my cat who's going to go into labor and not know what's going on and be howling, and the other cats are going to be freaking out. She's going to have babies. Now she's going to eat them. I'm going to have to like take time off from work to stay home and birth these babies so they don't get eaten. And she's like, well, yeah, you know, the mom will eat the placenta and all the afterbirth stuff because that's what they do. And sometimes they accidentally eat the babies. I do not need to know these things. No, this like is the most stressful thing, which again, my friend thinks is hilarious because I've been through some things in my life. I don't share my personal life. I share a lot out here, but the bad personal things in my life, I don't share online because I don't like negativity, and why share it? If I have to deal with it, nobody else needs to. Well, she knows the things I've gone through, which are like serious life-changing stressors. And she said, she goes, this is the most stressed out I've seen. Everything else you've faced, you're just like, well, this is what it is. I'm going to do what I have to do, you know. God will keep me strong and we'll just address things as they happen. This kitten thing, pushing me over the edge. I don't know what to do. So that's my poor little Emma. I'll try and like sneak a picture of her and, you know, see if anyone can tell me by looking at her if she's pregnant. So what also is new since the last video I recorded is cat drama. So I have a nice cat bite. I don't know how much I can't really get a good angle. So I might have to just insert pictures because I can't turn my arm this way. You can see here the scratches and the bite is the puncture. Oh, that's the bruising. Here's the puncture wound. Can we even see? Yeah, I can kind of see it's reddish, infected. So how does Kathy get bitten by a cat? So yesterday, after I'd filmed this hour-long video, visited with Kim, worked 12 hours, and I came home, was in the bathroom sitting on the toilet like a normal person, getting ready to go to bed. And of course, I have cats, the 4 young kittens especially, in there with me. And my neighbor just drove by and she's like, why is she sitting in her car? And because they're seriously like toddlers, you cannot pee alone. And if I try and shut the door. Anyway, Diesel, big giant black puma guy. So he's in there, normal. And he's playing in the shower because that is the best place to play, because as you would know if you were at my house and saw the shredded shower curtain liner that they have done. I've yet to replace, so I'm like, why? They're just still doing it. He's in the shower, and so why I'm like, he's part puma, because his like jump factor is on point. He like jumps higher and further than any cat I've ever had. And so he's in there and he jumped straight up in the shower against the curtain. He probably saw we've got those Asian beetles, ladybug things that, anyway, they're coming out. It's that time of year. So they're like he's probably chasing one of those. So he jumps straight up. Now, the other thing that you need to know about our bathroom with these new kittens is we have to have a litter box in there, because the little Miss Orange Fluff Ball, Gabby, when we first got her, was not litter trained and was peeing anywhere she wanted in the house. On my bed, twice, somebody peed. Although I think that was Diesel marking his territory. Anyway, so we have a litter box in the bathroom with a scoop and, you know, the litter, all the stuff that goes with it. So, litter box, and then like the litter scoop and the receptacle I scoop the poop into is like right next to the shower. Diesel jumps straight up to attack whatever it is, and he lands, and however he lands, he gets a paw, like one of his rear paws, stuck in the pooper scooper. I still don't know how. It must have been like in the handle, because the handle was like maybe like curved and he couldn't have got it stuck in there, because it's not like the mesh part was wide enough. So he is now under the impression that something is trying to kill him, a pooper scooper, and is like writhing around at my feet because I'm still on the toilet, and howling and like screaming for a cat. So me, instant reaction is to reach down to remove the said horrendous scooper, and stupid me in some ways reached in front, because I'm reaching down, he's in between my legs, I'm going like this. Now he thinks I am trying to kill him, grabs on jaw, like all the way wrapped around, and bites in. Breaks the skin, obviously, and uses his rear claw to somehow claw me. That's where I got the scratch marks from. So now I'm like, and this is painful. I've not been bitten by an animal before. I mean, we play with the cats and they kind of scratch and bite, but it's all pure play. He is like in fight or flight mode. So I'm like, now do I do? Thankfully, he let go and runs out of the bathroom with this pooper scooper attached to him. And now he is in the dining room, and I hear him like flailing and screaming and crying, and I'm like worried, is he hurt? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you know, pull your pants up. So I was done going to the bathroom anyways. Finished up. And I'm thinking, okay, I know there's a blanket right on the recliner. I'm going to grab the blanket and throw it over him while I have blood running down my arm. And, you know, I'm more worried about him. So he is still freaking out. So by the time I, actually got my pants pulled up and out into the dining room, the said scoop is now off of his body. And it's laying there in the middle of the dining room like, I didn't do anything. And Diesel is just freaked. And now the other cats, because they hear him, they all come, what's going on? What's wrong? Are you okay? So he transfers his confusion, pain, scared, all of his feelings onto the one cat that came to try and help him. So now I'm trying to calm everybody down because, again, Eddie's on the road. I'm home alone without any sleep. Calm them all down. And his like tail is like as big as my head, poofed out, and he's walking around, with the scaredy cat walk and hissing. And poor Ozzy's trying to come up to see if he's okay. And Diesel's like gonna try to attack Ozzy. And then Ozzy's backing off and hissing. And I'm like, what can go on in my life again? So before I can wash my wounds, take care of me, I have to okay, I break out the treats, the kitty treats. Okay, kids, calm down, everybody come here, have treats. It worked. Then I wash my arm and my hand, and I'm like, this really hurts. He is strong. Holy smokes, no wonder they can kill mice with one bite. Anyway, I know I took a picture. Then I take a picture and I text Eddie. Diesel just bit me. What do? It's forget COVID. I'm going to get killed by my cats. So I am watching it very carefully. I washed it. And yes, I can tell it's a little bit infected. There's some red, normal signs. And I was talking to Eddie. I said, well, it comes and goes. Sometimes it feels warm, if you have infection. But only in that one spot, and my arm feels fine. And so I keep cleaning it, and I use some hydrogen peroxide, and I'm, keeping an eye on it. If it turns bright red, or the infection part spreads, or if I start to feel anything, I will go to the doctor to get some antibiotics. But I think for now, my body's doing its job. White blood cells are there. When I cleaned it today, I had told Eddie I had to clear off the scab, and he's like, oh, if it's scabbing, that's good. I'm like, well, it was really just the dried blood from the day before, and a little bit of pussy stuff came out. Sorry if I grossed you out, but nothing bad or that I would be worried about. So that's part. What else? Those are I'm only halfway through here, I think, of the no, I'm doing pretty good. Vacation, yeah, we talked about that. The cats, I'm gonna be a grandma. Oh, so today, here's what today brought for me. I'm not gonna finish in a half hour, so I will be editing this online on my computer, so you'll get some extra photos that I wouldn't normally get to enter, including cat bites. So, my birthday's next week. No, I don't want anything. I'm not excited about this birthday. I'm in general not excited about my birthday ever since my parents died. I think I've talked about it before. I mean, it's much better than the alternative, that is for sure. But to me, it's your parents, they're the only ones that are really, truly excited and helped celebrate, because that was changing their life. And for me, I had wonderful parents, and they loved me. And I miss so much my birth minute phone call from my mom at 9:36 every morning on my birthday. She would call me no matter where I was. She had to leave a message because that was my birth minute. So it's just hard. I know Eddie loves me. I know my friends love me, but it's just not the same to me. Birthdays just aren't the same without my parents. And it's a big birthday. It's one of those decade birthdays. So I try not to get hung up on that, but then you can't help but think of, my life plan at this age is very not the picture I'm living. I don't not like my life, but it's just, you set goals and plans for your life, and then life happens and they don't happen. So anyway, long story long. Okay, are we switched over? No, we're at the 29 minute. So what's going on is, so in addition to it being my birthday, it's a driver's license renewal birthday. I don't know if it's everywhere, but Minnesota, every 4 years you have to actually go get a new driver's license. Well, now of course this is the year we all need to get real IDs, federal IDs. So I don't know why, I'm a procrastinator a lot, Eddie will tell you, but usually I just, I live in the county seat. We live in a small populated county. I mean, our my town's like 2,500 people and it's one of the biggest towns. So whenever I need to do stuff courthouse wise, which includes like driver's license renewals, our license plates, anything like that, I just walk in. I'm gonna wait. Okay, sorry, I don't know how this worked. It just like switched to 30 minutes, so I know there's gonna be a little gap. Anyway, so I can just like walk in, there's maybe one person. It's the best thing ever. I have no complaints about DMV. Well, I noticed on, was it Facebook, maybe on Monday-ish, they posted they were closing for contact. I mean, the offices were going to be open as far as the staff would be working, but like all those face-to-face services would not be available. So yesterday, again, before the cat bite, after visiting Kim, I called the courthouse, assuming, because a lot of places are closed, like my mechanic, but he's doing work by appointment. So I'm like, oh, they're going to let you have to just set up an appointment. You know, even the library's closed, but by appointment, you can pick up books. So I thought that's what they would do. And they're like, no, you can't come in at all. And I'm like, and the funny thing is, they like answer the phone, and I knew the lady. I'm like, okay, so here's my issue. I procrastinated, and my birthday is April 1st, and my driver's license expired. And this isn't a joke. And she laughs. So she's like, sorry. And then she said, well, this one other county, the two county on either side of us, which are much larger places of cities, she thought they might be open. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to check with them, I guess. So I called. So yesterday and today were my days off. So I called and got like this machine that said, yep, we're open. But they didn't explain what services are open. So I drive down there today, already upset because I'm not getting my massage, even though I should have known better. And drive up to the door. Sorry, all face-to-face interactions, they closed like the day before. Had I gone yesterday, it could have, I don't know if I would have made it or not. So now I can't. So now I'm like, it's 3 o'clock or 3:30, and I call the other county and get their offices, and oh yeah, no, we're closed, and if you know, for face-to-face, and after Friday when the stay home ordinance, you know, we're completely closed for everything. They're like, well, you can try the state office, the state DOT office. She goes, they might still be. So I call them. Thank the Lord, they were still, at least today and tomorrow, doing services, and I could renew my driver's license. So last night, before, you know, when I thought I was still going to this other place, I'm like online going through the whole list of real ID stuff that will work for proving me who I am. And I'm like digging in drawers and finding birth certificates, and it was like everything I could, because the one lady I knew told me, bring more than you think you need, which thank goodness I did. So I was covered. The only thing that frustrates me, and tell me if anyone else can relate, is, you know, your actual social security card will social security number. However, not if it's laminated. Well, I am of a certain age that my security card was obtained, and this was actually a replacement security card, when they're paper, and they told you to laminate them. So mine's laminated. I was told to do that. At what point, you know, did I miss the memo when the Social Security Administration said, hey, for all of you people that have laminated ones because we told you to, now we have like a plastic ID card or Social Security card we can issue you. Just let us know. I missed that memo because I'm pretty sure it didn't happen. But thankfully I had, you know, you just need to prove your social security number and your name, recent documents. For any of you that need to know, if you have like your W-2 from work, a pay stub, that will take care of the social security. Passport, worked for proof of identity and residency. And then I needed 2 forms of ID to show where I lived. And I ended up using my current driver's license. If your driver's license is expired, which mine could have been in another week, that doesn't work. So I had my driver's license, and then I had my actual tax return, because again, the majority of us have switched everything to online. I don't have a bank statement. I don't get a utility bill. Everything's electronic and online, and they won't take a printout of it, or I can like download it and show it to them on the phone. So I was struggling. And the other thing is where I live, we don't have home mail delivery. So all of these places have my P.O. box for my address, which again does not work. Seriously. If you guys need to, just make sure, I just want you to be prepared when you go get yours. The other thing that actually worked, I was able to fill out while I was sitting there waiting my turn. They had like a sign, you know, to expedite, use your phone to go to this website and pre-fill out the application. So I did that. So that was a little bit quicker. So good news is I was able to get that. But even there, like, we don't know, you know, what's going to happen. And they weren't aware yet. I think she said the state legislature met today to, that's something they're going to have to discuss, because with all these offices closed, there's going to be people that are going to expire through no fault of their own, other than their procrastinators. So that was how I spent today. And then I went to the grocery store. Yeah, this is a long talk. Oh, here. Okay. I don't know. Most people are probably already out of here, so I could wait till the very end. But the one thing that I meant to say earlier, that when talking about this whole COVID thing, is what I have started to do, and it wasn't my idea. So I am just promoting the idea of spreading some love, or I'm calling it spread joy, not germs. And I basically took my holiday mailing list, including, and even like a really old, like our wedding invitation mailing list, because I'm missing a lot of people's on my holiday, because that's really pared down. Basically, if you send me a note, you get one back. I am sending out just little cards to say, hi, I hope you're doing well, you know, checking in with people, family and friends. Because I love to make cards. You guys know that I'm a crafty girl, and I have a plethora of thinking of you, friend, whatever cards. So I'm sending them all out. I've sent out 52. I still have more on my list, but what I wanted to offer is to my friends, my seasoned friends, if I do not currently have your address, if you do not currently get like a holiday card or something from me, and you would like a card from me, just give me your address. Do not, because I care about you, do not give me your address in the comments on this video. No. There's like crazy people out here, and there are crazy people that don't like me that watch my videos. I don't want them to have your address. So unless it's a P.O. box and you're okay with that, private message me. I'm pretty sure we can still do that on YouTube. There's a way to like contact this person, this creator, and message me. Or if you're on Facebook, go to our Facebook Spicey Cat Jams page and send me a message there. I don't want you to post anything publicly, but I will certainly be happy to add you to my mailing list and send you a little card to brighten your day, because there's like, so it's like how it's a full-time job to try and stay positive right now in this world. And especially if you fall down the rabbit hole of watching the news, even like I make sure the news that I get is from actual sources. Like I go to the CDC website first for any information update on the coronavirus. You know, my standard news channels. I do not get my news off of Facebook and Instagram. So it's like hard to stay positive, because so I wanted to offer that. So, but now I'll get back to the rest of my story. Oh yeah, and the whole spread love thing. So I don't know, I've seen a few posts about it where people are like making the paper hearts, and some are like putting them in lawns, they're putting them in like their windows. So as I'm sitting here, and across the street is our elementary school, I can see the window, it must be like a common area that faces the main road here, is filled. I took a picture, we'll see if I'll insert it, but it might not show that well, is filled with like a rainbow colors of hearts. And I also noticed just driving through town, there were two businesses that had the same, you know, had the hearts in the windows. And I'm like, oh, that's so nice. And yeah, I thought that was nice. I totally forgot what I was talking about before this, because even with my notes, I'm not keeping track. But so yeah, that was the thing with the cards I wanted people to know about. The apartment building is still very much in process. Evidently, they are all working 6 foot apart from each other. It is getting more annoying than before because I've been like sitting in my house and feeling the ground, like the whole place moving, shaking. I don't know what they're doing over there. And the side, my bedroom and the window faces this is that side of the house where the construction is happening, but it's like it's being built. I have another picture I will insert. It has a third floor, it has a roof, and today I noticed they're framing the little garage cells. So the world is still going on for most of us. Schools, as you guys know, Eddie and I don't have children, school children. So I'm hope all of you that do, if you're homeschooling, if you're trying to juggle between childcare and working, and I mean, there's like a lot of adjustments for families. Oh, I think I was talking about going to the grocery store. Okay, I'll try and get back to that. So here, the schools, I better write down grocery store or I'll forget once I finish talking about schools. I was talking with one of my friends who has, and I just feel for them. Her her youngest son is a senior this year. And, some people are like poo-pooing the whole, oh, the poor seniors. It is a deal. Granted, at my age, I look back and my senior year of high school and graduation, at this point in my life, it's like, okay, it was a thing, but it wasn't the thing. It wasn't a defining moment. It was just, a blip. We always tell kids, someday this won't seem like a big deal. When their heart breaks, when they have lost those things, you'll learn and grow. But at that moment, especially when you think of high school age kids, and not all, everyone has a different story, but a lot of them, this is what the pinnacle, this is what they've been living for, so to speak. This is what's identifying that now I'm an adult, and they have been working hard, and this is a celebration, and it's like shows kind of an ending of a chapter, and now they're going on, they're working, they're going to other schooling. It's a big deal. And to be so up in the air, I mean, people are like, our schools are closed, they are doing distance learning. I mean, every school's coming up with a different plan as far as how they're doing it. A lot of, your higher level colleges and stuff, they are able to do just about everything online because they already were set up to do that. But, elementary kids, they don't have online teaching. So what our schools are doing in this school district, which I found very interesting, and yesterday was the first day of it, they have come up with a plan. So all the kids have been home for, I think, 2 weeks now. They are sending out the school buses with some staff in them, and they are driving to every student's home, in town and rural, I believe. I guess, I don't know, maybe the in-town ones are supposed to go to the school. I don't know. But my friend lives rural, and they have like a cooler set up at the end of their driveway, and they are dropping off. So the teachers are pulling together whatever materials that they need for the curriculum that need to get to the students. So they are putting that together along with meals, a breakfast and a lunch, and dropping them off at the student's home. It's not face-to-face. They're like dropping them in these coolers, and then the families will come out and get them. And they're doing like 2 days at a time. So like yesterday, they would have dropped off meals for Thursday and Friday. Or no, Wednesday and Thursday. And then I think they're doing drop-off Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So now Friday morning, the buses are going to go around again and drop off meals for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I'm assuming they will pick up if there was homework of some sort that couldn't be submitted online. So this way they are able to ensure families are not stretched as much. I mean, if you think about, and this is what my girlfriend said, she's like, suddenly I have 2 boys, a 17-year-old and her older son who's out of college and working. Well, his work is kind of on hold. It's limited. So I have these 2 boys at home eating more than they normally do because they're home all the time. So she's like, 2 gallons of milk are gone in 2 days. So she has noticed the lack of resources in her house so that the schools can help. And, they have this budgetary for food, and they have their food. it'll be interesting. Mostly she said it's going to be like pretty much cold stuff, nothing that they'd have to cook. But I'm hoping it works out because they still don't know. Everything's a reevaluation a week at a time when the schools will open again. So that's what our school district is doing. What is your school district doing? If you have children, are you enjoying being a teacher when you didn't know you ever would be? And it's really the only way. A lot of people are just stupid because, and I guess I could have been one of them because I literally still wanted to go on my vacation. But they're not. It's like the whole reason to stay at home is to stop spreading the germs around. It's not so now you can go do whatever you want. Oh, the kids are gone, let's go, blah, blah, blah. Or the kids are home, let's do this. And it's a moment in time. We can get through this together. So today, after DMV or MinDOT, wherever I was at, I had to go to the grocery store. Not so much because we're out of groceries. We have enough to survive. Seriously, it would be interesting food, as many of the memes are like, cooking a meal is like on, watching Chopped. Now you pull things out of the pantry, but we're certainly not going to starve. So that's fine, but I'm out of cat food. I placed my online order like I always do, and because again, ship of everything, they were very delayed, and the order just shipped today. And I officially ran out of food this morning. I poured the last of it in their bowls. So I needed cat litter and cat food, which thankfully the grocery store had plenty of. When I drove in, the parking was full, and I was very nervous because, as I said, it is a decree now. Starting tomorrow, Friday, it is stay at home. So everyone is in like round 2 of frenzied and trying to get everything. So toilet paper roll, completely empty. There was no toilet paper. Kleenex, tissue, face tissue, empty. They did have like some single boxes. And this is where it's sad because it's allergy season. I need tissues. And I have a sneeze and a cough, and it's not because of the virus, it's the allergies. But I was able to get, they had baby wipes, which I buy baby wipes all the time. I use them to freshen myself, wash my face. We just use them all the time for all kinds of stuff. So I couldn't believe that area was totally stocked yet. So people must not have put that together yet. People have told me too, there's like limits on baby formula and all that. So again, if you are a person that is actually out of food, or like you have a baby and you are out of diapers, formula, things like that, check with your county. Praying they have an emergency line, because I know my county, pandemic or not, they have programs that we pay for as taxpayers for this. I know someone that worked in the office, and they're like, we have like a storage area filled with pretty much every kind of formula for every stage, every type of need. And it is for the sole purpose of when there is a need for a family, for whatever happens, they can get food for their children. And the same for food for your family. If you honestly do not have food to feed your family, don't do something stupid. Check, and if your county office is close, check with your police department. Same thing, they're going to be able to help you out. So don't be afraid to ask for help. That's, I am the queen. I hate to admit when I need help. Another one of my many flaws. I like to think I can do everything on my own. But if you need help, ask. We have had the place where I get my massage, the town that I get there, has had a reported break-in where somebody broke into somebody's house and stole their food. They didn't steal any, electronics or anything like that. They stole food. And in another town not too far from here, a lady that ran a daycare, which is much in need right now, someone broke into her daycare office and stole all of the wipes, cleaning supplies, diapers, formula, stuff she needs for her business. So people are starting to lose their minds. They're not thinking rationally and just asking for help. We don't need to hurt each other in order to survive this. We all can help each other. It's all about helping, and we need each other's help in whatever way. You know, people are not, you know, economically we're affected. People are not, you know, employers. By the time we can get things figured out, you might like miss a paycheck. We got bills to pay, all of those things, you know, just call. Everyone wants to help, you know, your people that you owe money to, your credit card companies, all of them, they are all set up with hardship programs. I've had to use them. I will admit there have been times in my life where finances were a huge issue and we didn't have them. And I swallowed my pride and I called, and it was no judgment, super friendly and understanding. This is life. People understand their life. Things happen. They have hardship programs in place. So use them. Do not go to extremes. Do not perpetuate the craziness. Yeah. And the grocery store was crazy. So I got what I needed, which really was not much. It still cost a lot of money, which I don't know if they've raised prices or not. But again, I was buying like big, giant 35-pound things of cat litter and cat food and whatnot. But what I was annoyed with were the people. And I am, you know, Eddie says I'm antisocial. In a lot of ways I am. I'm selective of the people I like to be around. People that are not thinking straight, I do not like to be around. So this was a standard grocery store, a very big one. It wasn't a super center or anything. It was just a nice grocery store. And what was annoying is people were not paying attention. It's like driving on the road with a lot of people. They were not paying attention. They were not trying to like limit contact, staying apart from each other. I can't tell you every time I got to an end of an aisle where I almost ran into somebody because they're pushing a cart, talking on their phone, not looking where they're going, looking, you know, still moving, looking at their lists, talking, you know, two of them are like blocking the aisle because they're talking with each other. That is what makes me lose it a little bit, because it's like, just be courteous. You know, I don't want to breathe on you. I don't know you. You don't know me. Granted, you're going to hear me sneeze, but it's an allergy. It's like I need to have a t-shirt that says I have seasonal allergies, not the virus. So, got what I need, came home. They're still in the back of the car here. Hey, look, you can see that's the cat litter. I'm like, I got to film before the light is down, which it will be, the sun setting. Because again, hey, I thought I could do this short. Guess what? We're at another hour. Okay, so the last thing I had talked about before and is still very important that I want to talk about. So I talked about how let's all just help each other. First of all, follow the guidelines. Stay home if you can. Wash, sanitize, all of that. Keep calm more than anything. Do not let yourself fall over. I am a person that struggles with depression and anxiety. I've been very open about that. And it is times like this that I know already can trigger me to feel that kicking in. Things are out of my control, you know, especially other people. You know, I worry about people becoming sick that I care about being able to make sure I have what I need to survive. It's very easy if you already struggle for this time to push you to the edge or make it worse. So do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Mental health to me is as huge as this virus, and we have to stay on top of it, because it's one thing we can do, and we need to watch out for each other. So yes, we want to make sure everybody we know has food, toilet paper, their basic needs met. But don't forget to check in as far as the mental health of people, because people that have not struggled with this before, this could be, I mean, they don't know. I mean, now they've gone from being busy with jobs, school, you know, their entire life is like stopped more or less. And you start thinking, and, you know, like I said, those high school seniors, you know, they're usually, you know, maybe they're fine, but keep an eye on them and make sure we're there to help each other. And that's why, part of why I'm sending out my little like greeting cards. It's just to like let you know, refocus, take a moment, and just remember the good. And as crazy as this is, let's focus on the positives. That's kind of how I've always lived life. I've talked about that before. No matter what the situation I'm in, even dealing with a pregnant child, it is scary. And but there's good. There's always good. There is always good. And if you're at home, if you're quarantined at home with your family, you're making memories, and just welcome the chance to like slow down and refocus and read a book. I mean, take a nap, go for a walk. Life, we talk about it all the time, or I do, about the busyness of life prevents me from doing and taking care of myself. Now is the time. Slow down, recenter, enjoy the people around you. Enjoy the quiet. How often do we be like, oh, if I just had some quiet? Well, if you have some quiet now, embrace it. Don't be afraid of it. Just enjoy. So that's kind of, I just want to make sure we all keep an eye out for each other, because we need to. And I'm certainly keeping all of you in my thoughts and my prayers. And when I write out the card to people, it's like, while I'm writing it, I'm feeling like as nothing but positive energy, and I'm praying for them as I write. And it carries over, the next day or two, as I'm like, oh, I wonder if they got it yet. And, it just is helping me focus on good. And that helps me. So I hope it will help you just to like calm down. We'll get through this. There's going to be some great loss and great sadness. I'm not ignorant to that fact. There's already so much just, my heart just hurts for so many people. And we need to be there for each other to pick up pieces. And we'll get through this. We will. Because we're strong. We're resilient. And let's just help each other, not hurt each other. Help, help, help. So I am going to try and get out of here before it actually clicks into 1 hour. We're at 57 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Chatty Cathy Chronicles. It's not a sitcom. It's a full-blown hour drama show. Yeah, but now you know what's going on with me. I'm fine. I'm going to be old. I'm going to be a grandma to kittens. I don't know how to birth kittens. I have a cat bite. Maybe it's like a vampire. I'm working into day 2. Maybe in 3 days I'll officially be a cat. I always say it's part of my name, so we'll see how the cat bite goes. But for the most part, I'm very safe. I'm very healthy. I'm very happy. And I pray the same is for you, because above all things, this time more than ever, you matter, and you need to believe that for yourself so that you can be strong and help other people. It's always true. Take care of yourself first, so you're then able to take care of others. You have to understand and believe how important you are and that you matter. And you'll get through this. If you need an ear, if you need a friend, I am here. I'm not always the most timely. We all know that, but I am here. So reach out, direct message, whatever. Like I said, send me your mailing address so I can send you a card. But we can get through all this together. Like I said, lean on the people in your life. And if you don't have anyone, you got me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but you got me. So, okay, friends, I love you. Be safe. Stay home. Wash your hands. But find the joy. Because there is joy everywhere. And I know you can find it. Okay? We'll check in again soon. I love you. Take care.